My brief was to come up with the most environmentally friendly falling snow fluid the world had ever seen. So, you know, not much of a challenge there really.
It was quite challenging because the initial brief wasn't particularly scientific. It needed to look like snow, it needed to almost be pretty and have similar properties to snow. But we had to translate that into a set of scientific principles which we could actually measure and then translate that into a product.
I'm interested in intermolecular and intersurface interactions. Our fundamental research, our fundamental understanding can generate knowledge that can underpin our help for those industrial partners.
After we had identified a range of components, we then needed to see what kind of foam they produced. So we used the dynamic foam analyzer to look at the structure and how that changed with time. Because one important property of the fluid was that it needed to break down as real snow would.
At first, we had a lot of, we didn't get anywhere. We had a lot of false positives, I suppose. Lizzie would be all excited, oh, come and see this, Paul, come and see this. And I'd rush down to Bristol and we'd fire up the machine and it was go, and I go, that's not quite what we're looking for, Lizzie. And she'd go away crestfallen, but she never gave up.
Gradually stand up.
And eventually we ended up with 2 snow fluids which had very good properties, and we were very pleased with the results. It was quite a transformation going from those first attempts which were making rain to the final attempts which were actually creating snow.
At times we were working under pressure and also we were not sure, such as our first attempt, we're not sure if it's going to work. In fact, towards the very end, we produce something, but of course, you never know if it's going to be good enough.
Thanks to the collaboration that we've had with Bristol University, we've now got what is probably the world's most environmentally friendly falling snow fluid.
I mean, it was challenging along the way, but the final product, yeah, was just very, very satisfying. It's unbelievable to actually see these ideas that you come up with in a lab to be translated into a product which is being used in films. It's quite surreal.